Episode begins, and PXG is using Rin and Shido simultaneously and in harmony. So, in order to win this match, they have to be very bold against this unpredictable collaboration. Isagi looks at the field and grins as this is absolutely awesome. This will be the final battle, which will either evolve him or send him packing. This is the highest stage where the highest mentors are waiting to see them wrestle victory from their opponent's hands. Each rival is a powerhouse in his own right. Kaiser grimaces while Ness has control of the ball. Everyone is holding their breath for the kickoff, and as soon as the alarm goes off, everyone launches into action as it's time to be number one. Kaiser slams into Shido like an armored truck, causing him to yell in surprise at his ferocity. Kaiser refuses to let go of the ball and passes it to Ness. Ness gets the ball and Kaiser whirls around Shido, and Ness passes him the ball once again. As Ness sets his eyes on the ball, a dark raven flares up and intercepts the ball. It is Karasu, but Kunigami arrives to the rescue. Performing a powerful knee slam and sending the ball flying off its course, everyone looks at the ball soaring through the air, and Raichi holds his breath and sprints for the ball, but he is going up against Tsurugi. Tsurugi and Raichi go neck to neck for the ball, slamming into one another and veering it off its course. Each player has their rival at this stage. Roshi and Hiyori compete for the ball. While they are competing and wrestling with one another, Nijiro takes advantage of this scuffle to kick the ball away from both of them. The ball expectedly falls back to Rin, but Isagi is not going to stay quiet and let that ball be wrestled away. He headbutts the ball and looks at Rin challengingly, telling him that the spot on number one won't be his forever. He promises to crush him. The crowd goes wild as the ball bounces away from all of these amazing players. Right from the start, an incredible exchange is going on, and they can't believe the high level of play they are witnessing. Friends all over the world are holding their breath as the ultimate battle has begun. Isagi analyzes the field and realizes that the Shido system is where attacks are centered around Shido, and the Rin system has attacks centered around him, respectively. So they will have to handle whichever formation they are using, but they weren't expecting them to use both of them simultaneously. With so many variables, the difficulty level is off the charts. The ball is thrown in, and a player intercepts the ball with Isagi yelling at his team that they can't slack off now. It's now or never. Hiyori rushes in to provide support, telling his buddies not to withdraw the defensive line, but to restrict their movements with a pincer attack. They can barely keep up with their current players and skill set. Isagi realizes that they are improvising at this point, and takes a breather, realizing that the most important rule for this team is not to let him do what he wants. Referring to Charles, the youngest passer in this tournament, Charles has started acting up. Raichi is wary of him. If he gets the ball, he will instantly boost PXG's passes and attacks. So everyone is trying to keep their awareness in the back of their mind. Isagi looks at a rock and wonders if he is asking for a pass, but he is not even at the line, and he is starting to move. He looks at Raichi, trying to block him, but he has a gut feeling that Charles is a fellow user of meta-vision. Sure enough, Charles will pass Raichi, and Isagi uses his own meta-vision to see that a perfect off-the-back move is executed. The player with the ball sends the ball cruising to Charles, and that is the timing he wants. But Isagi arrives in the nick of time, managing to sway the ball in the opposite direction. He smiles with satisfaction, and Charles looks at him in awe, saying that that was awesome. He even gives him a weird nickname. Isagi looks at him cautiously, wondering what is up with his cowlick. Isn't he slick? Charles also says that he is using the same eyes as him. He basically confirms that he is using meta-vision. Grim passes the ball with an amazing header to Ness. Charles looks at him teasingly, saying that he doesn't like wrestling but is more of a board game kind of man. He challenges Isagi to see who can read the field better. The ball passes from Ness to Kaiser, and Kaiser intercepts it with Ness running towards him. The plan is in motion after simulating TXG's attack power. They are factoring in the fact that Isagi is trying to boost their defense. All Kaiser has to do is scoop up the loose ball, and Grim and Kaiser along with him will make a counterattack together. They will take control of the midfield, and then he will be able to cast a spell. Roshi arrives, looking at him uncertainly, and saying that he is going to catch up. But Isagi is visibly shaken because he is in his way. He wonders if it should dribble around him, but that would give Isagi time to read his way. Tsurugi also arrives, zooming in. In the last second, Ness manages to freestyle the ball towards Kaiser, not wanting to waste any more time. Kaiser intercepts the ball and activates his metavision, but the other players try to block him as they are wary of him. Kawasu tells Kaiser to bring it on, and Nijiro is all up for the challenge, promising to survive no matter what. There is even another defender behind the two. It's an impossible spot for anyone, but Kaiser still gives it his all. First, he keeps the two players at bay and dribbles the ball with surgical precision. He grits his teeth in frustration and homes in on the goal post. He only has one chance for a Kaiser impact, but Rin arrives, sliding the ball away from him. Everyone holds their breath in surprise as a voice tells him that if he can't make the shot, he is not worth anything. Rin arrives in his majestic way, grabbing the ball and asserting his dominance on the field. The two opposing kings stand off against one another, whereas Rin says that his shooting point is very obvious. Kaiser can't believe what he is hearing. He wants to yell that this field is his kingdom, and he will smash apart anyone who tries to usurp him. Rin dashes away with the ball, and the others try to get ready for his incoming onslaught. Hiyori and Kunigami are trying to intercept the ball, but Rin is just too powerful. He dances around them, and Raichi is forced to admit that he is good. He is blowing through the field all by himself. The Nas can't believe the speed, technique, and reading ability he possesses and wonders if this is Blue Lock's #1. Then Charles gets into position, and Roshi is also in his usual formation. Rin is surrounded by all of his auxiliaries. Nijiro tells him to count on him. 15 days before this match, at the French training grounds, Nijiro was bowing in front of Rin, pleading with him to make him his disciple, and Rin coldly told him no, he is not interested. Nijiro was so desperate that he clung to his legs, saying that it is going to end up with him never playing in a match if things go as it is, and he is begging Rin. His ball touching, passing, and everything sucks, replies Rin, and wonders why he has to help him. What will he gain? He should just get lost. But Nijiro wants to do anything he can because he wants to survive the league, and he is offering everything to him. Rin takes a moment to contemplate, and tells him that he will throw him away if he is not useful. He needs to run 3 more times than the others and train himself exactly as he says. Nijiro smiles, and from then on he is branded as Rin's property. Nijiro dribbles the ball back to Rin, and Rin looks at him, wondering which is his dominant leg. He explains that his leg is right, and Rin wonders who told him that. Nijiro reasons that since he holds his chopsticks in his right hand, he figured that that must be the case. But Rin tells him that when it comes to his left leg and how to use his body, it has gotten to the same level as his right leg in this short time. Nijiro can't believe it. As Rin explains, he naturally favors his left, so it's not even more or less. He just didn't realize it because he sucks. Maybe his body is ambidextrous. Presently, Nijiro is falling close behind Rin. After all, he discovered his hidden ability, and he doesn't care if he sucks or if he is unpolished. He will use his right and left equally to become an unpredictable tornado. He befriends 2 players, realizing that he will be crushed. But it doesn't matter if he can help Rin score. He will survive as a post. Rin gets the ball and tells Nijiro that he has talent, and it looks like he will be useful after all. As he is about to shoot, Kaiser arrives, refusing to let him have his way. Rin also arrives, telling him that he can't shoot no matter what. They pounce on him like hungry dogs, refusing to let him make the shot. Rin, on the other hand, says that he is going to shoot, and he was waiting just for this moment. Isagi wonders what's up with that. In a cold moment, Rin grabs Isagi by the scruff of his neck, telling him that he will have the best seeds available to see him become the world's best. He picks Isagi up like a kitten, telling him to see as he makes history. He shoots the ball, but Hiyori manages to intercept it, teasing number 1 and 2 to stop flirting around. All 3 of the kings look at him in surprise. As Hiyori says, his setup was obvious, and he could predict the punchline. He was trying to lure Isagi in just to show off his shot, and if he wants to goal, he must come up with an unpredictable script. Rin clicks his teeth in frustration while Isagi grins. The ball is in the air once again, and Raichi yells, grabbing everyone's attention. Nijio looks at the ball, clearly troubled, but Isagi is still glad that he has Hiyori by his side. Hiyori managed to anticipate what he couldn't. He even saw the possibility that he would be overtaken by Rin, and without any wasted movement, he rushed in to intercept the shot. Isagi looks at him in surprise. He understood his field of vision, and moved that way because they shared the same visualization. He also realizes that since the start of this game, every player has been on their toes, and all their plays have been high level. All 22 players on this field are executing 100% of what they can and have prepared. This final match is beyond expectations. It is a match between the best 11 on 11. Karasu intercepts the ball and looks at Hiyori, teasing him that he just looked away for a minute, and he has already turned manly. Hiyori wonders if that's a problem, but Karasu tells him that it doesn't matter. He's been waiting for it. Hiyori wonders what's up with him. Is he fruity or something? Raichi yells at his team that they are still coming. They must watch out for the second wave. The ball is with Karasu. Isagi tries to use 100% of his brain to read and predict what is about to happen. He imagines the field as a puzzle where everyone is a pawn playing at 100% capacity. Karasu moves the ball away from his opponents with a backhand pass. Loki looks at his team flourishing and realizes that everyone on the field is fired up. So now it's time for the god of mischief to arrive. All of the blue lockers hold their breath as they were so focused on guarding the goal and making a name for themselves. They forgot about Charles for a moment, and that is their biggest mistake. He is free and gets the ball, and they wonder if he will shoot or not, or if it will be a pass. Charles shoots the ball with such power and unpredictable trajectory that it whizzes past all of the players, including Rin. It's a backhand curvy ball, and the ball goes over 30 meters, which is very unpredictable for anyone. Shido manages to get the ball, and Izagi can't believe that he is reacting at full speed, and Shido isn't even looking at the ball. Charles smiles, wondering if there is someone who can match his freak, and Shido wonders if he is for real. This is his ultimate good spot. Izagi wonders if this is improvisation, or if this is what they ultimately wanted. He realizes it's the same as back then, with what happened with him and Hiyori. This is ultimate resonance, and Shido soars through the air like a demon, hitting the ball with a header and slamming the ball into the goalpost. Charles smiles as it is only possible because of their ultimate resonance. With a rock and diving header so explosive that no one is able to stop it, PXG manages to score a goal. Charles smiles. His shots were like passing thread through a needle, and Shido managed to still intercept the ball and make the shot. They start celebrating, and Shido laughs hysterically, telling Charles that he is absolutely awesome, even though he is small. Charles also celebrates, saying that he is all right for a pink pervert. He is awesome and really understood what he was going for. They continue their bromance in peace, rustling each other's hair, complimenting one another. Charles says this is the first time that someone has received one of his perverted passes. And Shido laughs, saying that the pervert-demon combo is unstoppable. They proudly claim to be perverts and the ultimate duo. Loki smiles, looking at the unlikely duo to ally. Noah, on the other hand, looks at him cautiously as Loki reveals that to awaken Charles's unbalanced abilities, he tried all sorts of things in the match up till now, and he has finally produced a chemical reaction. He just needed a high-level setting, and the Neo-Egoist League is now getting interesting. After all, a Neo-Striker can propel Charles to greater heights, and once Charles matures, the day will arrive when he surpasses Noah. Isagi, on the other hand, is on his knees, and Raichi is trying to play the victim card, saying that was a foul or something. He is yelling like a Karen, saying that he pulled Isagi's uniform, but Isagi doesn't think that it's a foul. After all, he pulled him first, and since Ren had the ball, he used that to his advantage. The committee reviews the goal, again, and verdicts that the goal is valid. Isagi, on the other hand, just wants to analyze the goal and the formula. He walks away thinking that there's no denying it, even though they were coordinating as perfectly as they could. But since they couldn't stop the insane coordination between the two dark horses, it was all for nothing. But it also means that the 100% individual skills that they've practiced won't be enough to score goals. He realizes that this sort of play that they've scored in other matches won't cut it out in this one. Everyone is operating at a higher dimension. Even though they were cautious of Charles, they were still defeated. It just means that the tiny monster is still developing. Izagi realizes that the player seems to be mocking the visualization of everyone on the team. After all, he unexpectedly passed the ball to someone very unreliable, and Shido intercepted it with an explosive header. And looking at their reaction and interaction, their coordination wasn't planned or practiced. It was just an overlap of their respective peak performance. It's just like when he resonated with Hiyori. The selfishness collided and overlapped. And thanks for sharing the visualization of the ultimate play. He also realizes that this is a hellhole where each one is a demon, and at this stage they require a similar chemical reaction. Hiyori says that if that's the standard, then they might as well be in hell. Hiyori tells him that they have to change their thinking, and they need to go over things once again. He asks Isagi if he's up for it. Isagi agrees, saying that he wants to figure out what peak performance is. Hiyori tries to review this case, saying that the most important thing is hunger and what they have to do right now. First comes hunger, then a suitable goal for them to pursue, and then implementing it into a flow state. They can then break through their imagined ultimate challenge and arrive at peak performance. Isagi is thankful that Hiyori is analyzing each aspect, but this goal right now was not the fruit of a single player's peak performance, and Hiyori agrees, saying that they need to coordinate with someone else's peak performance. Noah looks at them, telling the duo to recreate it. He tells them that the two of them should be able to make an ultimate attack that surpasses the one from the last game. He also explains that the two are harmonizing, and if they don't put a stop to their imagination, they will end up awakening further and become unstoppable. So he's going to make a position change. He tells Kunigami to cover the pink-headed demon and steal away his freedom. Kunigami obliges, and Isagi tells him that he's counting on him, while Kunigami tells him to shut it. The time for their counterattack is just around the corner. The trio walks slowly towards the middle field, and Raichi is still yelling that PXG has a point on them. They have to make a comeback or go home. Gagamaru promises to stop the next one. Ness is ready to throw hands. Meanwhile, Roshi looks around, wondering what this is all about. Nijiro tells Roshi they can't be happy for Shido's goal. Roshi timidly says that he wants to help Rin score. They have to make him the hero, or their ranking won't go up. Nijiro agrees, saying that if Rin sings, they will sing along with him. Charles, on the other hand, is still acting freaky, licking his lips and smiling. Rin tells Shido that he is an eyesore at best, and Shido retorts that he is just jealous. Isagi, on the other hand, agrees with Rin that he is an eyesore. Even Kaiser tells him that his pink hair is stupid. He promises to leave him in the dust as the game starts. Shido tells him to bring it on. He is popular and flashy, and Kaiser can do nothing. The ball passes between Kaiser and his duo, while Isagi jogs towards the ball, wondering about his ultimate weapon with Hiyori. He finally understands it, but he needs to reach his pre-performance, and it's not simple. He needs enough information to predict the field's future, and it's not a matter of pursuing his own pleasure. He needs to know more about the world than anyone else. He pauses for a moment and wonders if it's only because he wants his ultimate stage. But everyone has a different process, and we have concentrated. He comes up with a theory that peak performance is split into two categories. The first is like Shido ignoring everyone's surroundings to pursue their pleasure, and the other is calculating the environment to determine the world's essence. If he phrases it in a better way, one is a self-style ego and the other is a world-style ego. It doesn't matter which is good and which is not. It's all about the mentality that lets them tap into their latent potential, and his own theory of personality and character types is evolving. The self-type ego values themselves the most. The world's rules are secondary, and the spontaneous type uses their abilities by coming to terms with their own feelings, and the other one is the worldview ego, which looks at the world through a kaleidoscope vision. This style thrives in relation to their own feelings, sensitivity, and using their abilities, which is valued by the rest of the world. So if he applies that, Bachiyara and Baru are self-type egos. Nagi and Zentetsu are also in the same category. On the other side, Karasu, Hiyori, Ryo, and Isagi are from the worldview. He wonders if Kaiser is a world style, as he is fixated on trophies. He then finally wonders, what about Rin? He doesn't know, and he needs more information to analyze him. To read the field and reach his peak performance, he needs to determine everyone's worldview so that he has more pieces to play with and he can reach his own ultima. The ball changes hands over and over again until it reaches Hiyori. Hiyori manages to wrestle the ball away. He tries to recreate the goal, but he can't pass to Isagi, so he needs to take the image of the world's best and smash them together. But Charles arrives like a phantom, telling him he has good eyes. Hiyori can't believe that this kid anticipated his goal. Raichi curses. Hiyori is in hot pursuit, realizing Charles can use metavision as well, and they can't change anything until they beat Charles. The goal curves towards Shido, and Shido wonders if they are going to have another. But Kunigami uses his explosive demon technique to pass by Shido, calling him a pathetic loser hero. He blocks him from getting the ball, and Raichi yells at him that he's done an ultimate job. But surprisingly, Charles is still in the game, and so is Shido. They refuse to give up even though things seem impossible.